Let's make a 3D animated product video. Follow these simple steps. So a client pays you $2,000 to make a 20-second animated video. How do you go about it? So you're a beginner 3D artist and you spend a couple weeks, probably a couple months learning a 3D software. And now you want to start offering value to real people and real businesses in exchange for money. An animated ad is one great value you can offer many businesses. First, you need good pictures of the product you want to make a video for. Rule number 1, keep the lighting simple, so no colored lights or anything that will be distracting. So you want to make sure you can properly see the materials of the product you're trying to create. Rule number 2, have a ruler or a measuring tape next to your product in your scene. This is important, it will come in need later in the project, especially if you plan to do simulations and you want to use real world scale. Rule number 3, make sure you take the pictures from proper angles, like the proper front, side, top and bottom. Take lots of pictures, the more the better. Once all that is sorted out, we can jump into the creative process. The creative process. Conceptualize, execute, and deliver. Step 1, source for ideas. So browse through sites like Pinterest, Behance, Vimeo, literally anywhere on the internet. You want to search for images, videos, and even other 3D renders. Basically, you want to gather as much references as possible that you can use to inspire your creativity. Remember to keep the scope of your project simple. Remember, simple does not mean inferior. Most times, simple ideas make better videos. If it helps you better, you can decide to make a storyboard. Personally, a project under 20 seconds runtime, I make all the short decisions in my head, but do use a storyboard if it helps you better. Step 2, execute. You can begin modeling the product. It may be difficult to come back to this stage later down the line, so take your time. Depending on the scene you want to create, you may also need to model additional assets. Next step, adding your materials and textures. When working with materials, a good habit is to use HDRIs. Remember, materials behave differently based on the lighting and environments they are in. So keep that in mind when you're working with materials like SSS or very shiny materials. Depending on the render engine you use, the process in applying textures and materials might be a bit different. So do a little bit of research if you get stuck. Next step, animating. Here's how I like to go about it. I'll go through my storyboard and animate each individual shot. I'll do a quick play blast for viewport render, then take all the shots to Premiere Pro and make my edits. At this point, I will add the voiceover, music, and sound effects to the video. This kind of video is called an animatic. At this point, I will have a concrete idea of what my video should look and feel like. I will also share the animatic video to the client. This also comes in handy when corrections and adjustments are to be made to the video, as it is more difficult and time consuming to make any adjustments after final render is done. So that is a smart way to save your time. So the next stage is lighting and rendering. Different render engines have different processes you have to follow to achieve a particular lighting. Unless you are doing a complicated scene, please keep the lighting clean and simple. When it comes to rendering, you have to get your render settings right. Set your sample passes high enough that you have little or no noise in your image, or at least low enough that you can apply the noise out to it and still get a very clean result, not a messy one. The noise pattern of an image sequence changes from frame to frame. Now, if your render is very noisy, the denoising pattern can also change frame to frame. Find a good balance between your sample passes, the amount of noise in your image, and the amount of denoising you use, and your render should come out great. I trust you. Stage 3, deliver. So in editing, finish up your video with sound effects, music, voiceover, title animation, color grade. So once the video is ready, you deliver it. Hope you find this video helpful. As usual, I'll be in the comment section to answer any of your questions. So till next time, I remain your favorite artist, Faith.